It looks like that we are live, so welcome everybody. Welcome to another day on planet Earth. Welcome to another emotional freedom technique tapping session. It's Thursday, the 11th of June. We're getting together for the 56th time now to tap on stress, anxiety, mostly, but also all the other negative emotions we have been experiencing in these trying times, including fear, worry, overwhelmment, a sense of uncertainty, lack of control, which are all causing us stress and anxiety. Apologies for the slight delay. We had technical difficulties this morning, but we are now up and running. For everybody who's new and joining in, welcome. We are getting together for the 56th time, end of week 12, where we have been tapping together. My name is Sonja Kirschner. I'm a life coach, leadership coach, and I'm on the mission to keep us all mentally and spiritually safe. I'm also the founder of A Power Free Coaching, Training, and Mind Freedom. So what is tapping? How does it work? And how can it help us? Tapping consists of two worlds. For everybody who's new and joining us, I do introduce every session in this way to remind us, because it's important to know why tapping is so incredibly powerful, even though the technique itself is not very well known. But really, I am, and we jointly are on the mission to spread the word by us sharing the message with our friends and families, those who are suffering emotionally. So tapping brings together two worlds. It's the world of the modern psychology and the ancient Chinese acupressure. So the ancient Chinese acupressure is really about us applying pressure with our fingertips on certain meridian points on our body, and the meridian points being the end points on our energy lines, energy network, the meridian lines. You see, because when we suffer emotionally, research has shown over and over again that we have energy blockages within the meridian lines. Energy blockages which causes also, or can cause, physical pain as well. So if we carry around these emotional blockages, not only do they make us feel a certain way, but also they have longer term the potential to cause disease within our body. So disease, dis-ease. So for us, applying acupressure with our fingertips, similar to acupuncture with our needles, we are releasing the energy and we're allowing the energy to flow again and restore our usual, normal, that is what is supposed to be the natural well-being, ease and flow, us feeling well emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Now, the world of the modern psychology, the second world of the modern psychology, it's all about us taking a moment to acknowledge what is happening within us, not to run away from those emotions, not to run away from that physical pain, not to distract ourselves with a million of other things, hoping that it will go away. Because if we are honest with ourselves, we know that this approach doesn't work, because the more we try to distract ourselves, the more the pain or the emotional suffering are crying out for our attention. So it's really about taking a moment to acknowledge what is going on, to, in a compassionate way towards ourselves, in the same way we would do with if we saw a friend who is in need, who is suffering, to take time to acknowledge these emotions. And what happens is that we take, in this compassionate approach, the power they have over us away from them, or that the power that they have, we perceive that they have over us, just disappears, disintegrates. So there are the two worlds to tapping, and tapping has proven to be hugely effective. Research has shown over and over again that within the matter of minutes we can reduce the cortisol, this stress hormone, but more than 40%, and that is quite something. In fact, that is incredible. If we tap together, we amplify the benefits and the relief tapping gives us, for all of us, on a mass conscious level. So that's why these sessions, these morning sessions where we get together and start the day in this way, are so incredibly important. So why tapping right now? You see, right now in this pandemic, although we are close to the end of the lockdown and we are all starting to turn slowly but surely to a new form of normality, it has caused us a lot of fear, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. It's this uncertainty, this lack of control, which are the prime ingredients for causing us fear. And fear equals to us danger. Now, what you need to know is that danger is really the ingredient that makes us suffer. Our brain is a 2 million-year-old brain, and our brain's primary function is to protect us, to keep us safe. A part of our brain called the amygdala, it's the fight or flight center, is always vigilantly looking out for danger. Now, if we are faced with physical danger, even in physical danger, we observe what is going on and we send these danger signals to our brain. Our brain responds by boosting our system, by injecting into our system a cocktail mix of cortisol, the stress hormone, adrenaline, endorphins, and all this makes our heart beat faster, to pump more blood through our system, to make sure that all the muscles are ready to fight or flight. We are breathing faster, oxygenizing the blood with oxygen, obviously, which then supplies the oxygen to our muscles again to either run or fight the physical danger. And obviously all this comes with a lot of sweat. So if you were ever exposed to physical danger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This also manifests itself in panic attacks. So if we experience full-blown panic attack, we also get this physical response. But more often than not, we are exposed to danger, which comes in different ways. Danger which comes in emotional manifestation, such as the fear. Remember, danger equals fear. Our fear, especially in this pandemic, fear of the unknown, fear of the health impact to our friends, our families, ourselves, the fear of losing one's job, the financial fear that surrounds us, the fear of not knowing what is going to happen, the fear of social isolation. So there's so much fear right now that all this is causing us to feel in danger. Now, many of us have been already prior to the pandemic, lived our lives in this way, this fear-driven way, which makes us feel in danger, which then communicates to our brain that we are in danger, and our brain correspondingly responds by sending a certain chemical mix consisting of cortisol, adrenaline, endorphins, and other chemicals into our system. Now, we may not always experience it in the full-blown physical manifestation, but know that that response, the bodily response, is in the background. It's almost like we are running an emotional marathon. And that is the reason why so many of us have been feeling so tired, so knackered, in fact, during this pandemic, although we probably didn't even leave the house, we have been working from home. So emotional pain, feeling emotionally endangered has a toll on our body. And as you can imagine, functioning in this way is not good for our health. It's not good for our sleep, our mental, spiritual well-being are impacted, and so is our immune system. So emotional freedom technique, especially in unprecedented times linked to a lot of uncertainty, is incredibly important because it helps us to restore ourselves back to our usual, natural, authentic calmness. Now, although we cannot control what is going on around us, obviously we all know what is happening, especially through the news, is really to digest and consume the negativity around the world. But we cannot really control, from our perspective, we cannot keep an eye and help and the situation and control everything. So through EFT, what EFT does for us, despite of everything which is real out there, which we might perceive in danger, we find a place of well-being, we find a place of peace and harmony within us, which allows us to take our power back. The moment we prepare this environment, this fertile ground for ourselves, our bodies know exactly how to restore themselves. Our health knows exactly how to repair itself. Our sleep knows exactly how to boost itself, and so does our immune system. And that's why emotional freedom technique is so hugely important, because it allows us to be who we really are, even though we may not be in touch with that being yet, but it allows us to be who we really are and approach the world from this perspective. And as a result, we do take better decisions, we have a better response to challenging situations, we experience more joy in our lives, we have a better relationships around us. So life is just more joyful despite of the external circumstances. So if this is all a little bit too much out there for you, really, words can only teach so much. I really want you to experience the power of EFT, because the moment we relax, we grow. So everybody new in joining us, what are the 9 tapping points we will be focusing on? We're starting off to tap on the side of our hand right here, also known as the karate chop point, and we're tapping 7+ times quite firmly to apply that pressure. Then the beginning of the eyebrows right here, followed by the side of the eyes, and you can choose to tap on one side or another because the meridian lines run on both sides of our body. Then underneath the eyes, you can choose to tap with 2 fingers or more. Personally, I like tapping on both sides, and depending on the meridian point, I choose the fingers, whatever feels more comfortable. Underneath the nose, then the chin is this crack below the lip right here. Follow the collarbone around 2-4 inches below the collarbone. Then underneath the armpit, around 4 inches below for women where the bra line sits as a guide. And to close off the tapping cycle, we're tapping on top of our head. So there you have it. That's the 9 tapping points we will be focusing on. Obviously, as you can see, we're touching our face, so make sure your hands are clean. Hygiene is still of utmost importance. So before we start, let's just tune in with ourselves. Let's slow down and let's tune in, because throughout the tapping cycle, the tapping rounds we will be doing together, I will be also asking you to acknowledge in your own words what is going on for you, because only you know exactly how that emotional pain, how that physical pain feels. So to do that, let's take jointly a deep breath in through our nose and breathe out through your mouth. And as you do, just notice what you notice. Notice how you feel. And notice what the dominant negative emotion, the dominant emotional pain within you is. And it may be stress, it may be anxiety, it may be worry, fear, frustration. Notice what it is, and notice where in your body it lives. So it may be in your head, it may be in your chest, in your stomach. Notice where it is and how it feels. It may manifest itself as a pressure, as a dull sensation, as a tingling sensation. How does the emotional pain feel? Or perhaps you are experiencing physical pain, which by the way is a result of unaddressed emotional pain. So maybe you have a headache, maybe you have a neck ache or a shoulder ache. And how does it feel? Is it a dull pain, a sharp pain? Does it feel as if the entire weight of the world is sitting on your shoulders? How does it feel? And on an intensity scale between 1 and 10, when 1 is the lowest and 10 is the highest, what number would you give this emotional pain, this physical pain? And you bring it up right now, I would expect that number to be around 5 or above. So what number would you give it? Great. Write this number down or remember it. We will be coming back to it. And now let's start tapping together. All you have to do is repeat after me. Trust the process and relax into the knowing that you cannot get it wrong. You can only get it right. Shortly after we start tapping, I give you your own space, 2 rounds, to acknowledge in your own words what is happening whilst we are all tapping together. But for now, just repeat after me, starting off on the side of our hand right here. Don't forget to breathe in and out deeply to breathe through those energy blockages. Even though I feel all this stress, anxiety, fear, and pain in my body, I'm choosing to let them go. And one more time. Even though I feel all this stress, anxiety, fear, and pain in my body, I am choosing to let them go. And one more time. Even though I'm feeling all this stress, all this anxiety and fear and pain in my body, I am choosing to let them go. All this stress, all this anxiety, all this fear, and all this physical pain that I'm feeling, all this emotional pain that I'm carrying around, I can feel them in my body. They are draining me. They are tiring me out. All this emotional suffering, all this physical suffering is taking its toll on me. It feels like a heavy dark cloud over me. All this stress, all this anxiety, all this fear. And all this pain. And as we now continue together, I want you to acknowledge in your own words the emotional pain that you are under, the physical pain that you are carrying. Just acknowledge it, address it, be specific about how it feels, and relax into the knowing that you cannot get it wrong. And keep breathing in deeply. We're tapping together 2 rounds and you're choosing your own words. Beginning of the eyebrows, side of the eyes, underneath the eyes, underneath the nose, chin, collarbone, underneath the armpit, top of the head. You're doing really well. Just pay attention to what is coming up for you. And it's fine to be emotional. Beginning of the eyebrows, side of the eyes, underneath the eyes, underneath the nose, chin, collarbone, underneath the armpit, and top of the head. Well done. And now we continue together. So again, just repeat after me. Even though I'm feeling all this stress, even though I'm feeling all this anxiety, even though I'm feeling all this emotional pain, even though I'm feeling all this physical pain, right now I am willing to let them go. I forgive myself for having been so hard on myself. I've been doing the best that I can. And right now, I'm letting everything and anything that isn't serving me go. And I'm welcoming ease, peace, and harmony to flow to me. I am opening myself up to new possibilities. Right now, I am pressing the reset button. It feels good to know that my body knows exactly what to do to restore itself. Right now, I'm allowing every cell in my body to benefit from this ease, peace, and harmony that are flowing to me and through me. I'm breathing in all the light, all the healing light that I know I deserve. And I'm breathing out everything that has not been serving me. I surround myself with positive energy. I can see in my mind's eye a golden healing bowl forming around me, which is healing me and which is protecting me. And I can also see in my mind's eye how this heavy dark cloud is dispersing into the nothingness from which it came. Right now, I feel protected. Right now, I feel safe. I am welcoming all this well-being, all this peace and harmony. And I'm so proud of myself for empowering myself in this way. I marinate in this feeling of well-being. I'm charging myself up. I'm charging myself up from an unlimited source of well-being, ease, and flow. I can feel my body responding. I can feel my mood shifting. I can feel my energy rising. I can feel all this well-being around me and within me. And I'm taking this feeling of well-being, peace and harmony and abundance with me into this day and into every other day to follow. And so it is. And as we gently stop tapping together, I want you to take in a deep breath through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. And as you do, just take a moment to thank yourself for showing up for yourself in this honest way today. And notice what has changed. Notice the shift you have just experienced. Notice the relief you have just experienced. And that number of intensity you have given your emotional pain or the physical pain at the beginning of the session. By how many points has it dropped? What is it now? I would love to hear from you in the comments, so please do let me know how you got on. Let me know about your experience, the relief, and the drop in the intensity of emotional pain or suffering or physical pain. Really well done for today. Really well done for showing up for yourself. You have now experienced the power of emotional freedom technique, so you have an incredible tool in your pocket. And I do encourage you to share this message, to share this video with your friends and family, so that you allow them to benefit from this tool as well. You see, many of us are walking around this earth not allowing us to take our power back in this way because we don't have the knowledge. So help to share the knowledge. Help to save somebody's life in this regard. Help to restore their power back. Help to teach them. You've got the power to share this video and to change somebody's life. So go ahead and click the share button. Thanks for joining in. Keep tapping. We'll be meeting again tomorrow, Friday, on the very last day of our journey together. We've been tapping for 52 weeks. Today was day 56. And tomorrow will be day 57, where we are completing our tapping journey. As from Monday onwards, the most of the UK working population, or many of them, are returning back to work as all the non-essential retailers are opening, and we are slowly and surely returning to a new form of normality. So make sure to show up tomorrow for the last session and make sure to spread the message. Thank you for joining in today and have a wonderful day. Look after yourselves. Bye for now.